At 11 o'clock. In just a matter of weeks from now, our young Hoosiers could start rolling up their sleeves to get the COVID vaccine. Today, Pfizer asked the FDA to grant emergency approval for a shot geared towards kids who are ages 5 to 11 years old. It could take a few weeks to weigh the risks and benefits before an independent panel meets and then makes the recommendation. After that, it's up to the CDC for a final decision, with the goal of making shots available by early November. So for our big story tonight, doctors weigh in with answers to some of the big questions that parents have on their minds right now. And also, local school nurses share the impact the shot could have in the classroom. And parents explain what's driving their decision on whether or not they're going to get their kids vaccinated.
Well, a lot of folks are used to getting that flu shot every year, and that's what many parents and kids were doing here Thursday at the Children's Museum, all while parents were contemplating a new version of the COVID vaccine soon becoming available for kids under 12.
I mean, I'm really excited for it.
As soon as it's approved, Stephanie Allen will be getting her 2 kids Pfizer's COVID vaccine.
My husband and I are both vaccinated, but we're worried still about our kids being sick. We don't want them to be a statistics.
Stephanie Calhoun feels the same about her 2 kids, Elena 5 and Caleb 7.
I just trust the science of the vaccine. I'm not a scientist, but I believe in doctors and researchers, and if they're saying it's safe, I believe it's safe.
Those familiar with Pfizer's studies and clinical trials agree.
The science is out there, and people are working hard to make it stop, and I think that's what we need to do. We need to do everything we can to halt COVID.
Jamie Redkey with Riley Hospital for Children says it's okay for kids to get other vaccines and the COVID shot close together.
So you can actually get flu and COVID at the same time.
Redkey says Pfizer's clinical trials show the vaccine is safe for kids, even though they're still developing.
It's an exciting step for the vaccine, and hopefully when they meet in October, it will get emergency approval by the FDA.
Stephanie Allen's certainly hoping so, and says she knows plenty of parents who feel the same way.
Everybody wants things to get back to normal, and for me, this will help.
We've already started to see some of the impact that the COVID vaccine can have in the classroom. Our Rich Nye checked in with school nurses to see how it could potentially lighten their load.
An approved COVID vaccine for children ages 5 to 11 would cover most elementary school students and would provide a huge relief to the contact tracing job of school nurses.
I do think it will decrease the amount of days absent that kids would have.
Students who are vaccinated and showing no symptoms don't have to quarantine, even if they are a close contact to someone who tests positive.
As Pfizer now is waiting for approval, there are 2 other drug makers that have a different request. Moderna and Johnson & Johnson have both submitted for emergency use authorization for its booster shot. A panel of FDA advisors meets next week to review the data on both versions. Now, if the FDA and CDC both sign off, Americans could start getting those boosters later this month. Remember, you can get all the latest vaccine headlines sent straight to your phone. All you have to do is text the word vaccine to the number right there on your screen. And that wraps up tonight's big story.